Hey everyone, I'm so glad you're here today. I'm Jenny Prachko from Owls and Indigo, and I make videos about spirituality, writing and journaling prompts, little tidbits about the moon and how to move through the lunar cycle with your goal setting, bullet journal videos, moon-themed bullet journals, and all things spiritual. When I was journaling this morning, a really interesting journaling prompt came up, and I wanted to share it with you today and share my answer with you. What makes you feel enlightened and uplifted? When I first saw this journaling prompt, I wasn't sure if it was appropriate for right now. And then I started to realize that in uncertain times, we need to find that thing or those stories that enlighten us and uplift us. So I wanted to share with you my answer today for this journaling prompt. The world has shut down due to COVID-19. Right now, in this state of the world, what makes me feel enlightened and uplifted is gratitude for my station in life, resourcefulness, and frugal upbringing. These things make me feel prepared. My plants, gardening knowledge, and sewing knowledge make me feel enlightened. The good humans of the world and their stories make me feel uplifted and help me to see hope. When I started to reflect on all of the things that I had and the things that I was grateful for given these uncertain, crazy times, I realized that my upbringing kind of prepared me for this. I'm a pretty resourceful and creative person. I know how to sew. I can hand sew. I do have a sewing machine. I know how to weave. I can make baskets. I know how to make rope. I know a lot of different braiding techniques, and I know how to be frugal and stretch my pantry, and then also how to be resourceful when it comes to the things that I have. And that's all due to my upbringing on the farm. You had to be creative and resourceful because you couldn't always run into town and run to the store and grab something. Today, which is the 7th, not every state, but 95% of Americans are on a stay-at-home order. I immediately went into prepper mode. I checked all of our stock in the pantry and I took a list of everything that we have, and I was like, okay, how can I make creative meals with what I have? How can I stretch our pantry and stretch our budget? And I was ready, and that was because of my upbringing on the farm. We made a lot of pantry meals, and you had to get creative sometimes because either money was tight or we just didn't have the time to run into town because there was something more important to be doing on the farm. It's proving to help me right now in these crazy times. Along with that, my gardening knowledge makes me feel prepared. We have green onions and celery stalks that I chop the bottoms off and I put them in a jar of water, and they're rooting and they're just growing. They're growing like crazy. So that is the only gardening thing that I have the ability to do right now. But once it's safer to go out, we're going to hopefully get some soil so we can start growing our own food again. And the last thing that has really been sticking around in my mind and has become more prevalent due to the world situation is the good humans of the world, and their stories make me feel so uplifted and so grateful that there are good human beings in the world. The people on the front lines are really awesome, and I don't know how they're doing it. I would not be cut out for that work. And we are choosing to stay home because we want to protect them, and we want to slow the spread and flatten the curve, and we want to make sure that we're taking care of our healthcare workers and the essential services personnel as much as we can, and we're doing that by staying home so we don't expose and then have to go get help from them and overwhelm the system. We don't want to do that. We want to make it as manageable as possible for the people on the front lines. And I really think that it's important that everyone stays home and practices social isolation and is frugal and gets creative with what they can do in their homes, with their meals, with their budget, with gardening, with their plants, with their entertainment. It's really important for us to stay home right now and to take care of the people who are on the front lines by staying away from them and by staying isolated. It's super important. Throughout the news, there are a lot of amazing good stories that are coming up, and those make me feel so enlightened and uplifted and super grateful for the human race and what we're doing to try and slow the spread of this virus that is taking the world by storm. And I feel really grateful that the news is not just focusing on the numbers, but that they're also putting in those uplifting stories. And it makes me feel enlightened, and it makes me see the light at the end of the tunnel and like there's hope. If you're interested in more journaling prompts, make sure you check out my website, alzanindigo.com. It's where I share weekly spirituality tips, writing and journaling prompts, little tidbits about the moon, and how to move through the lunar cycle with your goal setting session. Tons of journaling prompts, all kinds of things, mental health and awareness, and my story. You can also find me over on Instagram at alzanindigo. That's where I am most. So make sure you head over there, subscribe, and send me a DM. Tell me how you're doing. I have really enjoyed talking to you recently and just connecting, and it's helped me a lot. And I really like hearing from you and hearing how you're doing, and I like the community that we've built here on Alza Indigo on the website and also over on Instagram. It's been a very inspiring and uplifting community, especially in these crazy times that we're living in. So make sure you head over there and let's take care of each other by staying away from each other. But do send me a message, send me a video message, or send me a DM. I'd love to see you, or tag me in some of your photos. I love to see your recreations of my bullet journal spreads as well, and also your answers to the journaling prompts. I'm so grateful that you chose to spend your time here with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.